Good morning, you guys. It is I, Becca Laurie Hector, here with Growing Gratitude. Welcome. It is Sunday morning, and on Sunday mornings, I do Growing Gratitude. Growing Gratitude is my attempt to publicly talk about the things in my life that I am grateful for in hopes that it will grow some positivity in my life. And then I hope I kind of kick off that habit for you, and you can create some gratitude in your life. Good morning, CV. So here we are, you guys, Growing Gratitude. So this week, gotta share, I missed the live stream. And that's because I lost power. It was so crazy. I had a client and I was doing my one-on-one and we hung up and I went to go schedule his other appointment. And all of a sudden, poof, I couldn't do anything. And so I went around and I checked everything and the switches and all that. And no, it was power lost from the main line and all this stuff. So morning, Morgan. So a few hours later, we got our power back, which was good because that was the day of the new seminar series for self-defined living. It was our first one. And I was freaking out a little bit that it wasn't going to be back in time to do the seminar, but it was back and that was good. And I just missed that one live stream. So you guys, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry if you sat and waited. I did post in our closed group, or I had Michelle post in our closed group because I was on 3G, you guys. I go to 3G when I lose internet here up in the mountains. So I couldn't quite load things on Facebook and all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope everyone got the message and sorry about that. Good morning, Bill. But here we are on Sunday and I'm back and everything's fine. Let's talk about my week this week. Lots of gratitude goes out to one of my really, really good strengths. I don't talk about that stuff often, but I guess I should talk about it some more. Sunday morning yawns, excuse me. So yeah, so this week I had, so one of my strengths, right? So one of my strengths and one of the things that I do in my job that comes most easily to me is presentations. For whatever reason, just giving a presentation is really just in my wheelhouse, really easy, putting them together and giving them. So I had a lot of big ones this week. I had Unraveling Masking, right, which was with you guys, and I did that kind of to begin the seminar series. And then, of course, I had a couple of paid presentations as well this week. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, felt like I could not breathe because I had these presentations due, and I also had to give them. So I had to be ready for that. So that was sort of the beginning of my week. And so let's talk about some of that because I am grateful to be getting paid opportunities to be speaking about autism, which is awesome. But the other thing that I'm really grateful for is here we are, like almost a year exactly to when the whole quarantine started. And a year ago at this time, I was not feeling so lucky. I had lots of presentations to do, but they were travel presentations. And of course, everything got canceled last April. So it was a tough time. This week in April, I had a lot to do, but it was a good kind of busy. It was like, good, thank goodness I'm busy because things were getting rough out there. So those I had this week and they went really, really well. So my gratitude goes out to my strength of presentations and being able to give them with passion and energy and make people laugh, which helps them remember it. And so I'm really grateful for that strength that got me through the beginning part of this week, which was really, really tough. But they all went really well, I think. But it's with the yawning, but they all went really well, I think. So that was really good because what I did for my week this week is I scheduled everything super tight Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because on Wednesday, Antonio and I went to get our first Pfizer shot. Yay. So I have begun my upgrade for autism. Now it is begun. In 2 weeks, I get my next shot. But I knew that I might get sick and I knew that I might be uncomfortable. So I wanted to make sure that I kind of cleared the schedule for the rest of the week. So we had closed the truck in anticipation and I didn't put anything else in my schedule after, up until right when we had to go get the shot. And that was it. So gratitude goes out for that. Gratitude to science, right? And gratitude to the human body, right? Just amazing. So here is what my vaccine experience was like, because I was just blown away, you guys. This couldn't be more autism friendly situation if I tried. Really, really, really well done here in Colorado. Can't speak for any place else. So what ended up happening is Antonio and I had to drive about an hour and a half because we live up in the mountains, and the places where they're giving them really en masse are down in Denver. So we drove down to Denver to go and do this, actually to our old neighborhood, which was kind of cool. We drove past our very first house that we rented here and all kinds of stuff. And we went to our well, I'll tell you that afterwards. Anyway, so we drove over there to go do our vaccination. You guys, it's a drive-through thing. I thought I was going to have to stand in some lines with the mask on and listen to other people complaining about how long they're waiting and all kinds of other stuff, and a bazillion checkpoints and all of this thing. Well, no. Apparently, everyone has decided that since this memo could have been an email kind of thing, right? It was just so easy to keep us in our cars. And so it was super fast. We got notifications with a barcode in our emails. We pulled in, had to show our barcode twice or something like that. They had to make sure who we were, and they send you through a line, right? And it's like those big squiggly lines that make you think the line is short like that. But it was short. We got up. We had to wait maybe 5 minutes to pull up. So you go through this snaky line, right, in your car. I'm just saying, we're in the car together this whole time, and we pull up to these like 2 trailers, right? And they've created these lines, and literally they come up, they tell you about it, they give you all the warnings, you sign off on that, and then they say, okay, here we go. And they send a vaccinator over. They literally send someone over with a shot to give you the shot in your car. It was the coolest thing ever. There were no lines. There were no crowds. There was no waiting with strangers. None of that stuff. Pulled in, got our shot, sat for our 15 minutes, and drove away. Could not believe it. Okay. Could not be more autism friendly. I wish the doctor's office was a drive-through. But anyway, it was really, really, really amazing. And it went really fast. Heads up to anyone getting the Pfizer shot. Here's how I felt. Definitely didn't feel anything the day of. The day, in the middle of the night of the day, I went to go move and my arm was like in a lot of pain. So unfortunately, because I sit on the passenger side of the car when Antonio is driving, they did it in my right arm, which meant that my right arm was like in pain the next day. And unfortunately, I'm a righty. And so it was annoying all day to not be able to like lift my hand up and do things with my arm. It was just sore. It felt like I had gone to the gym and worked out just this muscle right here. Like that's it. And I was just sore here. And that lasted about 24 hours. What I wasn't expecting, and which I'm still not sure if it was the vaccination or just me, my autism, and needing a break, but it just made me really tired. So today is the first day that I'm waking up kind of not tired. Yesterday, naps, laying around, doing just no energy to do anything. Yesterday, I was able to shower. The day before, I was just like, fuck the world. I mean, I was just tired. I napped twice. There was a lot of sleeping and resting, and not really being hungry. But other than that, not too much. So go for Pfizer if you can. The Pfizer shot wasn't too bad, at least not the first vaccination. Word on the street is no matter which one of them you're doing, the second shot is worse. And that's because that's how we do vaccinations. So big vaccination lesson that I learned through actually vet teching, and because we do the same thing with animals, is that when we do the first shot, we do a very small amount of the disease just to kind of get your body warmed up and kind of have some recognition of the virus in your system. And then we do a booster shot, which is essentially what the second vaccination is. And it has more disease in it. And so we do get sicker, but our bodies are at least slightly prepared from the first shot to fight it off so that your reaction to it isn't as bad as it would be if you had actually gotten the virus. Okay, we'll find out. We have no idea. I do know that next time I'm going to turn around in my seat and make sure that they vaccinate my left arm, because that part was really annoying. And other than that, I guess I'm just going to have Tylenol in the house and some soup and just know that I'm going to be really, really, really tired. So that's how it went. Nonetheless, I have gratitudes for it. I am so grateful to science. Oh, is that not how they're doing it? Did they do the RNA thing with the COVID disease thing? Oh, okay. So Morgan says there's no COVID disease in the COVID vaccine. So what they've done then is probably teach our DNA or RNA actually how to unzip and reformat with it. So that's the other way that vaccines can work, is that they can reprogram your RNA a little bit to fight off the stuff that we're kind of doing. So that's the one that they're doing. That's the vaccine choice that they've made with COVID. I still have questions, you guys, and I can't seem to find the answers. So if anybody knows these answers, I would appreciate it. I'd like to kind of know what's going on with kiddos. Are kids getting vaccinated? What are they doing with that? How are they handling it? I don't know. I don't have children. I'm just curious because I'd like to see my nephew. So just shout out there if anybody knows that. I also don't know if I can't, my heater is making a terrible noise. I don't know if you can hear it. But I'm going to close my door. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that whole thing. I forgot what I was talking about because of the fucking heater. How annoying is that? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Okay, so we were talking about the vaccine and how it works and how it's amazing. And so that is one of my gratitudes, is to science. I just think science is so fucking amazing. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sure other people have special interests, but science happens to be one of mine. And I just think science is like goosebumpy amazing. I just think it's so cool that we can kind of understand the way that the body works. And the body does all of these things without us understanding it. Can we just say that? Like, the body does all these amazing things just because we now know about it and know how it works doesn't make it any less cool that that's how the body works. So I think science and human body are fascinating. And my gratitudes go out to science and the human body this week, because I think it's so freaking cool just that we can understand how something so teeny tiny microscopic like a virus, right, can sort of really debilitate us. And yet at the same time, if we understand it, we can learn how it works. And I think I just think it's so freaking amazing. So shout out to science and scientists. Shout out to the human body for being so fucking amazing and just being able to deal with this stuff, right? I mean, you have to think about how, if we didn't have vaccines, right, or would be going about this, the human body would eventually evolve around this virus. I just think it's so cool. I don't know how else to talk about it in a really smart way right now because it's Sunday morning, but that's what my gratitude goes out to. Oh, now I remember, right? I was talking about the things I don't understand and I still want answers to, right? There's more. So besides the kiddos and them getting a vaccine, is this vaccine like the flu vaccine? Like, do we have to get it every year? Is it like the measles, mumps, rubella? Do we get it just once? How does that all work? I don't know. So if anybody has an article on that, either of those topics, or anybody happens to know the answers to those questions, info@BeccaLaurie.com, or you can comment where you see this video. I would love to know just a little bit more about that stuff if we know. Just curious, because I think up until now, I was really just like, okay, I have to go get the vaccine. And I was just focused on knowing that I have to go get it and knowing that I was going to be purposefully sick and all of those things. But now that I'm sort of past that anxiety and past the first shot, I have other questions that I feel like aren't out there for, like, I don't know, consumption. Joe says, I don't think they know yet. There hasn't been enough time gone by. Okay, so that's a legit answer. If that is the answer, I would be great to know that. But they don't want to tell you that. And I think that's weird. That weirds me out. Okay, so CV says, she doesn't know the test subjects are still showing antibodies at 6 months. Okay, you guys. So there's some information about it, but I do feel like it's limited. I'm going to continue to research it because I'm just so curious about how they're planning to unroll this for the children and how that's all going to work. Maybe it's just going to roll out the same as for adults. Maybe it won't impact them differently. But I'm just curious. Things I want to know. Right? Because I wish I had all the time in the world to be overly informed about this stuff. But unfortunately, I don't. And so, yeah. That is kind of how we are at with this whole vaccination thing. It sounds like most places are doing it that way, but that was sort of my preoccupation for this week, was the whole knowing I needed to go get the vaccination and then taking care of myself afterwards. So that was sort of what my week was like. I'm trying really hard to not delve into the science of it too much, which is why I didn't know how they put together the vaccine, for my own anxiety. For some reason, it's really hearing too much about stuff they don't know 100% gives me a lot of anxiety, and it makes me ask a lot more questions. And I know that it's a really privileged place to be in, that I don't have to ask all those questions all the time. I understand that, but I have to do what I have to do to preserve my spoons, or I can't do what I have to do here on this planet, right? So I've been kind of hiding about some of those details because my brain absorbs them. And then I will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning having anxiety about some thought I've had about the science of it all. And I don't feel like doing that about this. I just don't have the extra spoons for it. So I'm doing a little bit of self-protection. I will definitely admit to that. Yes, CV, big deal. CV says, gratitude to those who volunteered for the studies to help us. Big, huge gratitude to them. You're right, CV. How could I not think about those people? The scientists, the pharmaceutical companies, and the human being subjects that really participated in making sure that the vaccine got out quickly and was still good for us and was working and all of those things. Shout out to all of you guys. Giant gratitude, because we all wouldn't be talking about how much it hurts to get the vaccine if you guys didn't go first. So thank you. Good choice, CV. Good deal. I know I have other things on here. Oh, okay. So, right. So I've gotten on this thing where I am now, because I told you, I am fascinated with science, and I'm fascinated with the human body and what it can do. I found an amazing YouTube channel while I was stuck in my sickness, right? Not really stuck I didn't feel sick. I felt tired, just really exhausted. So while I was stuck on the couch with my exhaustion from the vaccine, I stumbled upon an amazing YouTube channel. Now, I don't know that other people will find it amazing, but I'm going to give a shout out to this YouTube channel because it's kept me busy for the last 2 days. Because of my love of science and love of the human body and all of its amazingness, I found a channel called the Institute of Human Anatomy. Excuse me. If you have YouTube and you are interested in the way that the human body works and interested in how the systems connect and what it all looks like, the Institute for Human Anatomy channel, I've been on it all the last couple of days. It is essentially they have cadaver organs and cadaver pieces and systems, right? From cadavers, people that have donated their bodies to science. And what they do is a lot of them are pre-dissected, and they're all, none of them are live organs, meaning none of them were taken out of a live human being and that kind of thing. They're all preserved and all of that stuff. But nonetheless, they show you all of the different parts of the anatomy and how those things work and connect and where they sit in your body and all of this stuff, and kind of the process that the body goes through with it, right? I watched a fascinating one, you guys, on C-sections. I didn't think I would find it interesting, but one of the parts of my body that I probably should be more amazed by than I am is my uterus. I just not interested in children, don't really care about that reproductive piece of my body. But understanding how they actually do the C-section, so cool. Learning about all the muscle layers they have to get through to get the baby out and all of this stuff, so cool. Just so freaking cool. Anyway, so it's on YouTube, and I've spent the last few days watching all of that and learning about like how the organs of the body work. So shout out to Institute of Human Anatomy for giving us a smart place and a very visual place to learn about our own bodies and body systems. I think it's so interesting. So if you find that stuff interesting, please check out this channel that I feel like is so super neat. Everything from migraines to what were some other things that you had on there? Arthritis, C-sections, all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh, good, Morgan. Yay for a shared special interest. So you will love this channel. I just think it's so interesting. And there's no blood or anything like that because they're all organs that have been put in formaldehyde and preserved and that kind of thing. So they're just this weird yellowy color that you get when you put things in formaldehyde. But I think it's really interesting. So if you find that interesting, there you go. And shout out to the people from the Institute of Human Anatomy channel who are spending their time really making it accessible. I mean, the way they talk about it and their friendly tone and all of it, it's just very good. It's very well done. So shout out to them. Maybe you guys will get some extra followers from me today. But I think that thanks to them for helping me get through the tired days. I really learned a lot. And I can now kind of visualize a lot of the different surgeries and procedures that I know that human beings go through, because now I kind of know, right? I just find it interesting. It's like how I find it really interesting the way a car works and the way that mechanics all works. I find the human body even more interesting because it wasn't made by humans, right? I mean, I guess sort of it is made by humans, but you know what I'm saying? It's sort of a really organic amazingness. It's just an organic mystery to me. So I enjoy that channel, and I shout out to them for keeping me busy for the last 3 days while I was stuck being exhausted from my vaccine. And go check them out, you guys, if you find that stuff interesting. That's about it for me today on Growing Gratitude. Again, I feel like I had only a half week, just like a half week of work and then a half week of being really, really tired. That's what I did. Glad to be feeling better today, have a little more energy today, and I can't wait to get back at it tomorrow. But until then, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday and do some more self-care, maybe try and do some things around the house. But most of all, I'm going to seek joy, create joy, and share joy with the rest of my Sunday. And I hope you guys will too. Take some time out of your day today to do a few gratitudes and just acknowledge the things in your life that you're grateful for. And that's going to be it for me today. If you have any comments for this video, if you have any comments in general or questions in general, you can comment wherever you're seeing this video, or you can email me directly at info@beccalaurie.com. You can, of course, while you're there, sign up for my free newsletter, Monthly Musings, check out the Ko-Fi store, the Redbubble store, all of my social media. And of course, my writing is on there too, as well as the course, of course, the Self-Defined Living course, and the seminars are up. You guys, I have an idea for May, and I'm also going to change the time. I think I might leave the day, but I'm going to change the time. Time isn't working out. I thought maybe I'd get a lot more people because it was after work. Not so true. So I'm going to do it at a time that is much more convenient for me in May. And probably more convenient for Joe also. So I will be doing that for the May one. And I think what I'm going to be doing is simplifying self-care for May. And then we're going to talk about self-care and some of the basics of self-care. Because I think it's important to talk about. So that's probably what we're going to do in May. But until then, and before then, on April 27th, I have the next seminar coming out, which is Debunking Disclosure. For only $20, you can sit with me for an hour and learn everything that I know about disclosure, and kind of take it with you. So please come and register. Again, if you go to beccalaurie.com, the Self-Defined Living Seminar Series has its own tab, and you can go there to register. That's going to be it for me today, you guys. I will see you out and about on the interweb. I'll be back here on Tuesday for Being Becca Live. And then, of course, I'll be back next Sunday with the next Growing Gratitude. Until then, you guys, have an amazing day. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.